It's your boy PBK giving you that dog talk, that dog news. Got old Panama Jack in here with me today. Sit down and shut up. It's your boy PBK. Got old Panama Jack in here with me. Yes, sir. Got y'all a great interview. Hope y'all had a great Friday. Hope y'all having a great Friday. To all my people, if your work day not over, hope you have a good night if you got to work tonight. You know what I'm saying? Salute to all the Bulldoggers, like I always say, from one side of the country to the other side of the country. One side of the world to the other side of the world. In here with this red boy Jocko Bolio puppy. Ain't that right, Bubba? Good active puppy. Old Panama Jack. It's every puppy. Yeah. Got y'all a great, hey, Melio, sit your butt down. Got y'all a great interview. Like I said, hope y'all get something from it. You know what I'm saying?
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains that last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah.
Now that I've been put through, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams and some honestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable.
Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No, I'm not giving up, no, I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it, I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages. A vacant, modern kingdom for the taking.
Now that I've been put through.
I had a little mic error just now, my brothers. I want to send a big shout out to all my subscribers. Don't forget to hit that like button before you get up out of here. Salute to all my brothers down in the chat. It's your boy PBK9, giving it to you the way I always do, fair and unbiased. Some gonna like it, some ain't. You know, some gonna like it, some ain't. Salute to all the Bulldoggers from one side of the world to the other side of the world, from one side of the country to the other side of the country. Let's get into that dog talk for the day. For today, my brothers, you know, I got a special treat for you. We talking transport. We talking to my brother Green's transport. We're gonna get a little bit of transport knowledge and you know, figure out the right things about these dogs when it comes to transport and making the right moves. You know what I'm saying? How you doing today, my brother?
Man, all's well, all's well. Appreciate you having me on.
Hey, ain't no problem, my man. Ain't no problem, bro. You know, I'm gonna start this thing off, man, and by talking about my experience with you. You know what I'm saying? I had to say, man, I was most satisfied. You know, when the brothers came through, one thing I will say, quick and on prompt service. You know, I can't deny y'all brothers, you move quick. The dogs were looking good when I got them. You know what I'm saying? I can't complain about none of that. The dogs were in good, in a good area when you got to me. I was really satisfied, dog, because a lot of times when I deal with transporters, you know, it might take a month to get to you. It might take a few weeks, but at this particular time, I know y'all brothers might be had other things going on, but you uprooted what you had going on to make that move for me, and I really appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? And when the dogs got to me, I was even more appreciated. You know what I'm saying? Because the dogs were what they were supposed to be when they got to me. You know what I'm saying? So I want to say thank you for that. Thank you for because I've seen a lot of transporters that haven't, you know, put the effort in y'all brothers put in, you know what I'm saying, or you put in rather, and
For sure,
I
for
wanted to
sure.
start it off by, at least saying my dealings with you, and I'll give you a rating. A lot of brothers say 100 is capping, but my dog got me healthy, my dog got me safe, and my dog got me quick. I'm gonna give you an A on the rating for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for
um
sure, man. I definitely appreciate it. It was a team effort. You know what I mean? Definitely shout out to the young boy, Step One. You know, he out there. He when I can't catch you, he'll get you. You know what I mean? So, it's in the name. You know, green quality transport. You know, green means go. I'm not. I'm definitely, like I always tell people, I'm not the cheapest transporter. Everybody always complain about my pricing, but I am one of the fastest. You know what I'm saying? Like if you under 16 hours, you got a same day pickup. You know what I mean? Like I almost can guarantee that. You know what I mean? But it just goes along with it. You know, quality. You got to have quality service. You know, from customer service, from timely pickup and deliveries, and then quality care. I don't like smells. I don't like bad smells. So I won't let your dog sit in feces or urine. You know what I mean? They'll be walked if appropriate. Man, sometimes we get dogs that cannot be walked due to them being skittish or aggressive, or just might not be in the best of conditions. Because we do also provide services for rescues. You know, so sometimes I don't like taking particular dogs out of my vehicle just because it could be a bad stigma. But for the most part, man, we do the best we can with what we have. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
again, I definitely want to let you know I appreciate that. Just even booking with us, and shout out again to Step One for coming through and doing the physical work for me. I just handled the logistics.
Hey, yes, sir. Hey, I want to say this too, man. Stamp one, them brothers younger than me, but them brothers came and them brothers was professional. I want to say that. You know what I'm saying? For some young brothers, they came through and they handled their business the way they were supposed to handle it. It was about business. You know what I'm saying? And you got to give young brothers their props when you see young brothers out here doing their thing, because the young brothers could be doing a million other things. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
But
trying to
it,
tell you.
yeah, but let's move this thing on, man. I want to ask you something. What's the biggest mistake you see people make when trying to get into the transport business?
Thinking is fast money, man. Thinking you could just get in, like, just not looking at it as a real business, a legitimate business, transaction to transaction, and not just appreciating your customers or understanding 90% of the time the customer is always right. You know what I mean? Customer satisfaction is definitely that. A lot of people get into business thinking they just gonna rack up fees, and like however they do it and whatever they do is cool. I done seen a lot of people get into business and get burnt out, because they don't know how to manage their time. They don't know how to deal with people. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
and I think I definitely think the misconception is just thinking it's a get rich quick scheme.
yeah. I understand that. Definitely understand that. So what's it like on the road, man? Like, is it hotels every night? Is it just grinding in your car? Or, just
Yeah.
because if it were me, I'm just saying, if I was doing it, I'll be just pull up in a parking lot somewhere or something. Like, what's it like on the road, man?
Well, me, man, I started transporting about, I'd say 3 years ago, maybe four. I'm kind of losing track. Uh, But yeah, man, I've never gotten a hotel room. The only time I get a hotel room is if my girlfriend or my stepchild is with me. But if it's
Yeah,
just me, man, we in the car. You know what I mean? I always tell people, man, I beat the sun up. You know what I mean? If you follow my Instagram, that's my hashtag because I start driving 2 to 3 a.m. every trip. You know what I mean? And I'm
yeah,
trying to beat the sun up. So getting a hotel room is really not feasible. 9 out of 10 times, having dogs in the vehicle, most hotels don't allow dogs. So me personally, I'm not leaving any animal unattended, puppy, adult, adolescent,
yeah,
protection dog. I don't care. At the end of the day, the dogs, they still need somebody to tend to them and kind of advocate for them. You know what I mean? So I don't I don't never leave the vehicle. The dogs are always like I said, now if I have my girlfriend or my stepchild with me, then yeah, we'll get a hotel room. But even then, we get a room once all the trips are clear. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it's a lot of truck stock activity. You know what I mean? Like I live like a trucker. We stopping at the Pilot, the Fly, the Loves. You know what I'm saying? Getting us a
Mm-hmm.
good shower in.
Yep.
And we going to sleep. You know what I'm saying? You meet a lot of good people at these truck stops, but yeah, for me, I sleep in my vehicle.
Yeah.
Anytime you see me on a transport, you might see 2 or 3 blankets, a pillow. You know what I mean? Because man, it right now it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm in Richmond, Virginia. I've been driving since 3 a.m. I might get tired and say, man, I want to take a nap. Well, if I don't have appropriate, blankets or pillows or whatever the case may be, comfort is everything. You know what I'm saying? So, man, I pull over wherever I can, wherever is deemed safe. I definitely try to be in a lit area. You know what I mean? Because the world is a dangerous place. I take care of me and mine, but you just never know. You just never know. Anything can happen. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
I
Yep.
always recommend truck stops. If you can't get to a truck stop, man, get to a hotel parking lot. Just get somewhere where it's lit. Just stay away from establishments because I promise you, the local authorities will come. Hey, what you doing here? You know what I mean? Even
Yep.
if it's obvious, like you sleeping, but they just doing their job, and I appreciate the good men and women of whatever the police department I may be around.
Yep.
Just checking in. But for sure, now we sleep in the car 90% of the time. I don't like leaving the dogs unattended because man,
Yeah.
anything can happen.
Yep. Yep. So, like, when you took a trip, I know it's at least one trip you can remember when you got on that trip, the weather got so bad you regretted taking that trip. You can think of one place that you went at, you regretted where the weather got
Oh
so bad,
man,
maybe snow or something, or
I'm gonna be honest with you. I hate Colorado. I hate Colorado. I hate Tennessee. And Ohio. You know what I mean?
damn.
Colorado, it's basically you going up a mountain and down a mountain the entire time, and the roads are very windy. You know what I mean? Ohio, for some reason, it rains from it nonstop rains from Ohio to like Pennsylvania, no matter the time of year, day, month. Ohio and Pennsylvania is just nonstop rain. Tennessee, coming to North Atlanta, North Georgia, going anywhere, man. I hate the mountains. Same thing with Colorado, very windy mountains, up and down. But the worst storm I took, the first worst trip I took was during a blizzard. I was up in I think Minnesota
Woo.
or it was Minnesota. It was somewhere in the Midwest. It was above Chicago, Milwaukee area. But it was a time of really bad blizzard. I think last year or the year before. Like it was a historical storm, and I drove through it. You know what I mean? And I actually went all the way to Washington State on that trip. But I started out in North Michigan. Yeah, that was probably one of the worst ones. Snow was probably 4 inches, halfway up to my tire. You know what I mean? So it was
Damn.
it was definitely uncomfortable. Definitely uncomfortable. But yeah, I don't like Colorado. I don't like Ohio, Pennsylvania, and I don't like Tennessee just because of the roads. And that's just me personally. That's what I don't like. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I got a homeboy that was asking me a few weeks ago about a Milwaukee trip, but he only had one dog. What would you tell him if you was to pick that dog up?
Oh, I don't mind it. You know, one thing for sure, two things for certain. I tell everybody, man, as long as you're willing to accommodate me on my trip, what I ask, man, I go to the end of the world and back for you. You know what I mean? I've within the 3 years that I've been transporting, I've been to all 48 connected states. You know, the only states that I have not been is Alaska and Hawaii, which those are
Yeah,
non-landlocking places.
yeah,
I've been to the border of Canada, um, and I've been to the border of New Mexico numerous of times. But I've been to almost every state uh, twice, if not three times over. But I don't mind. There's no place that I won't go, even international. You know what I mean? I do partner with a broker, and we do travel overseas, the European countries, Peru, Brazil, the Ukraine. Anywhere you have a dog, you know what I mean. If as long as you can get the accommodated, the health certificates, you can get the boarding pass, things of that nature, and get it to the airport. Man, I'll get it to you. You know that's not a problem. You just got to be willing to go through the proper procedures and
yeah,
accommodate.
yeah, yeah. So let me ask you: have anybody ever tried to rob you as a transporter, or have you ever heard of anybody getting robbed as a transporter?
As a transporter, no. Me personally, no. You know, I don't operate in that energy. You know what I mean? I'm very respectful. I don't portray myself as a tough guy, but I am a heavy 2A advocate. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
I always protect those around me first and foremost.
yeah,
But nah, like I said, I just don't even portray myself as a tough guy or give that type of energy where people would want to
yeah,
you know
yeah,
to 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 kind of push that on me. So nah, I've never heard of any transporters getting robbed. I mean,
yeah,
before my time, early 2010s, early 2000s, I've heard of transporters getting set up and dogs takers and things like that. But I can't speak of it. I wasn't,
yeah.
you know, I wasn't around that time. I don't know the truth of it. I've
Mm,
heard of horror stories, but again, not to my recollect. Everybody that I know that I have dealt with, you know, the
yeah.
only people that's robbing us is Uncle Sam with these gas prices.
I hear you
But
on
other
that
than
one.
that, other than that, nah, I have been fortunate enough to have a great clientele, and just a friendly overall family base, because we are a family based company.
Yeah, yeah. So let them brothers know how hard is it to start, man, like the grind from the beginning, like building your clientele, or trying to get it to where people knowing that you are the one, they want to deal with the first 6 months.
Um, Man, it's trial and tribulation. I don't even think it's more so about clientele, because one thing for sure, two things for certain, it's enough dogs out here for everybody. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And
yeah,
if and as transporters, we look out for one another, because we can't be in three places at one time. You know what I mean?
hmm,
I know for sure there's been times Reno, Mike Humphrey, they have definitely hey man, and stamp one, hey man, I can't do this, can you, and vice versa, you know what I'm saying? So
yep,
definitely pay, anybody get into the game, man, pay homage to the people that have already been here, that have been grinding and paving the road, you know what I mean? And definitely just get with somebody and ask. Man, most transporters that I know, man, they'll talk to you. We don't see each other as competition, you know what I mean? Like, I'm competing with myself. I'm trying to be better today than I was yesterday. So nobody, I'm not competing with anybody. You know what I
yeah,
mean? But
hmm,
um, anybody, like I've put on about three different people in the transport game. And when I say put on, I mean tell you how to set up your crates. Give you a price list, let you know the do's and don'ts. Just kind of let you know your expectation. Because if you don't know what to expect, then you kind of just get out there and you'll go for anything. You know what I mean? But definitely, my main thing is just like with shoes. I resell sneakers. Just pay attention to the market. You know what I mean? If
yeah,
you know if if this guy if on average everybody is charging 650 to 800 for the trip, please don't be a dickhead, excuse my words, and charge 300. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's it's unfair to the market. You know what I mean? And people are going to think, oh well, such and such charge 300. You charge it too much. Nah,
Yeah.
you have to equate. There's gas, there's time, and just you got to pay.
Mm-hmm.
You have to pay. Otherwise, hey, put whatever you was trying to pay me into your gas tank, and hey, good luck on that road. I appreciate you even considerate me, and just safe travels to you. I wish you the best. But getting in, just make sure you pay attention to the market. Ask questions. If you have questions, man, ask questions. Um, and clients, man, they gonna come. Just always keep your nose clean. Never screw anybody over. Um, I mean, the communication is key. Just talk to the people you're working with, because at the end of the day, it's a partnership with you and whomever that dog is coming and going from. Just keep in touch. Let them know, hey, this is what's going on. This is what I need. Do you mind if I do it this way? Or what I'm saying? Just talk. We all
Yeah.
we all we all we all have things going on, and we all understand. Man, the best thing to do is just talk. Is man, pride is something you cannot have when running a customer based or customer service based company.
I hear
You
you on
just
that.
can't be a proper person. I know
Yep.
my pride have gotten me in the situations where I could have just apologized. You know what I mean? And I just lost a stream of people because this one person is connected to 100 other people, and you just never know who who ear falls on or whatever the case may be. So just communicate in the meantime, stay for newcomers and ask questions to to those around you. You know what I'm saying? We here to help you
Yeah.
because we don't want you to get in our way. We don't want to get in your way, and we definitely don't. We want to keep the market balanced. We definitely want to keep the market balanced.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. I definitely understand that. So let me ask you, what's the biggest reason you see that would discourage a newbie in the first 6 months? What's the biggest thing that you see that you've been through that would discourage the average person in their first 6 months to quit?
Consistency. Um, you might have a week that you running trips every day. You might be on the road for 10 days straight. Then you might be off the road for 3 months. You know what I'm saying? A lot of
Yeah.
people don't realize this is a as needed thing. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
everybody not gonna need dogs moved. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna be able to move dogs once a week, or multiple times a week, or you know what I mean. Like, so
Yeah.
consistency is the biggest thing. I feel like people think that, again, transporting, man, you constantly going. You'll get there. You'll absolutely get there where you're nonstop and you're turning people down, but you got to get there. You know what I mean? So I just
Yeah.
say stay down and just allow to trust the process. Let people get to know who you are, and man, before you know it, you'll be nonstop to the point where you like, man, I can't do all this by myself. But
Yeah.
definitely consistency. Man, you gonna be sitting for a minute, but you'll also be on the road. As much as you can take.
Yeah. 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 Definitely understandable. So out of all these breeds out here, what's the hardest breed you feel like to transport? Because I had a guy one time,
Oh,
and I tried to I dealt with another transporter, and he had he had a truck full of pits, and I gave him a Malinois puppy, and I'm talking about, he said this was the worst. He said that Malinois puppy was the worst thing he ever transported in his life. Say it hollered the whole way, the whole time in the back. That was first time being caged up, and
so I go ahead.
oh no, I was just saying, which one you think is the hardest breed you ever transported?
So I'm not gonna say breed specific. I'm gonna say age and demographic. And the
Okay.
reason I say that, I hate transporting puppies. I
Mm,
absolutely hate transporting puppies. Puppies are the dirtiest, noisiest, whiny animals that they are. You can feed them, give them water. All they want to do is play. They don't like being confined, and they
yeah.
poop as much as they want to. I mean, as much as they want to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They get car sick. You know, so I don't like puppies. And then outside dogs. You know, a lot of adult dogs that have never been crated or in the home. They
Mm-hmm.
have they have no cleanliness about them. They'll defecate and urinate in the cage and lay in it like, hey, it is what it is. But they're so used to living in their own filth because they're outside dogs. Now, that's not all outside dogs. I'm not saying all outside dogs are dirty. I've had some of the cleanest transports be with dogs that have never been anything other than tethered or kenneled. Um, but for the most part, puppies. I don't like puppies, man. They
Yeah.
are the worst.
Have you ever had one when you got about 30 minutes out from your trip and you had to turn around and bring it back to the owner because it was just acting so crazy in the crate?
Nah, I deal with everything.
Yeah.
Once you book me, it's kind of, I deal with what comes with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I ask questions. How aggressive is it? Is the dog sick? Is it used to being handled? Anything. I ask as many questions as I can to get a feel for the dog and what I'm getting myself into. So
Yeah.
for the
Yeah.
most part, I already know what's coming.
Mm-hmm.
So nah, it don't bother me. Now I've never had to take a dog back, other than somebody like canceling a trip. But
Yeah.
no, I've had dogs as soon as it gets in the cage defecate or throw up. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But I mean, again, that just comes with dogs not being used to traveling.
Yeah. 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 So let me ask you, like, different people take care of their puppies and dogs, or specifically puppies wise, different ways. So you ever picked up a puppy from somebody and got to the location and the dude not satisfied how the puppy looked and he not wanting to pay you? It don't have nothing to do with he feel like the transporting was bad. He just don't like how the puppy got here from the owner. Far as the owner, he felt like the owner didn't give him a good puppy. He don't want to, get a, he don't want to buy the puppy now. Have you ever gotten that situation?
Well, me being who I am, if I see a dog, whether it be injured, sick, or frail, I automatically I have an iPhone. If I don't have an iPhone, there's WhatsApp, there's Facebook video messenger. Before I even leave the residence, I'm FaceTiming you. Now I don't do it in front of the seller. I never disrespect them by doing it in front of the seller. I'll go in the car, I'll make a call. Hey man, hey, this dog doesn't look too good. It doesn't look too healthy. This dog, I don't know if you like this dog. Let me send you a video before I leave because I know how I am. I'm a stickler. Man, don't send me nothing. Don't send me a bad product
Yeah.
because everybody have an issue. And the re and I say, on the opposite end, when it comes to me being a buyer, I'm gonna ask the transporter, man, you didn't think that this is something I should know, or you didn't look at this and say, man, this ain't this or this ain't that. And if
Yeah.
if not, then I'm gonna think, well, while the dog was on transport, it wasn't taken care of very well. So this is your fault. So for me, I think as the buyer and the consumer, well, this is how I feel if I got something of this nature. So what I normally do, I contact because my loyalty is to my customer, the person that's paying me, and the person that's paying me is normally the receiver. So my
Yeah.
my loyalty is to my customer. So I'm calling my customer, hey man, this ain't that. I don't how well you know Joe Blow, because I don't like how it look. I don't mind putting it in my car, but I need you to understand that this is not the best situation. You know what I mean? So, and also I require a deposit before I even travel.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's 50%. It's 50% of whatever the total is. That covers my gas, food, and just overall travel expenses. If you don't want to pay a
Yeah.
deposit
Yeah.
and you are very adamant about it, I charge you an additional fee. That's just I have a policy. I've been running it for years. Hey, my deposit is 50%. If you don't want to, I don't mind. Hey, I'll send you to somebody else that may not require a deposit. But I'm not
Yeah.
traveling nowhere without a payment. I can't waste my time and I cannot waste my money. Those are two things that I hate doing. Now, if I
Oh
know
yeah.
you, if we have a relationship, man, I'm gonna say, hey, I need a deposit. If you say, man, I don't have it right now, don't worry, I'm on the way. But hey,
Yeah.
just make sure you get me straight.
Yeah.
That's if we have a relationship, if you're a repeat customer. But even repeat customers, my policy is a deposit. My kennel partners, they gotta pay me deposits. You know what I mean? Which I
Mm-hmm.
don't charge. I charge them different from everyone else because normally what they get is something that I'm getting. So but still, here nor there. But yeah,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
man, I call people. I will call you and let you know. I don't. Are you sure? Cause hey, when I get there, however it look, I'm gonna remind you. Hey, I did call you, and I'm very upfront and I'm very open. But again, I never disrespect the seller. I always do it
Yeah.
away from them, and like I'm respectful for the most part. Um, but I will call my customer and let them know. If I don't like something or if I don't think it's a good situation. But ultimately, it's their choice.
Who out of like you mentioned something about gas earlier? Who would you say out of the states had the highest gas right about now that you ran across?
California. I think
California.
yeah, it's gonna be. I went from Washington, Oregon, down to California, and I think California was anywhere from 650 to 750.
Woo.
Yeah, California is it's outrageous for no reason. Man, yeah, California is high.
I feel you on that. Now, I was gonna ask you, was there any place you don't go, but you pretty much said you'll go from all 48 states you done been already. So you know you pretty
Oh
much
yeah,
answered
yeah.
that
There's
one for me.
there's I go to the yeah, I go to the top of the world to the bottom, and if I cannot, I definitely have somebody that can get to where you need to go, and that's overseas, any of that. I partner with a lot of flight nannies and brokers because I do multiple breeds. I am not a breed specific transporter. I'm not animal specific, honestly. I just recently was booked to transport some horses. I've been booked to transport guinea pigs, bunnies. I'm
Yeah.
if you can load it, I can tote it. That's just
Oh
that's
yeah.
just the God's honest truth.
Oh yeah. Do you meet a lot of celebrities out there? And if so, who was the most memorable one you met?
Man, I've met NBA champions. I've met supermodels. I recently met Cat Williams. I met Cat Williams last weekend actually. Shout out to Jakeem Grant. I'm like his personal transporter. I've delivered his dogs maybe 3-4 times.
Wow.
I'm trying to think. Chase Young. Shout out to Chase Young. Really cool dude. Um, I mean so many people, but God's honest truth, man, famous people they regular. I'm from Atlanta, everybody's famous. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
everybody's somebody from where I'm from. So you
Yeah.
just at a different level or status. So I mean, we all human, we all people. Um, but it definitely be interesting to meet people that that you've seen in a different light. Whether it's TV or video or some type of capacity. So
Yeah.
man,
Hmm.
I've met tons and tons of people, of famous people, literally.
Yeah. Yeah. So have you ever transported to a city where you just like I might want to relocate here? I mean, it just took you when you went to that city.
Oh man, shout out to Houston, man. Shout out to Houston. Definitely. I love Houston. Houston is like my hot spot. I've been to Houston maybe 100 times. No lie. Like I can literally go through my phone and show you. I've been to Houston so many times. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Houston is a beautiful place. Houston reminds me so much of Atlanta. I tell people all the time there is nothing like Atlanta. Atlanta is it's literally Wakanda. You know what I mean? Ti said it best. It's literally Wakanda. Like our just essence and our culture is so different. You know what I mean? It's not how it was when I was growing up, but the love is still there. But Houston is cool. Houston is it's a real grown man playground. You know what I mean? Very very beautiful city. I love the atmosphere. I love the people. So definitely Houston. Chicago number two. Shout out to Chicago. Um, A lot of people are scared of Chicago, but man, Chicago is a beautiful place and some of the absolute best food. Like, it's
Yeah,
crazy. You know what I mean?
I heard they had some good food out there.
Man, some of the best.
Yeah, yeah. So, was it ever a time where you had doubts about the job, where you was like, man, screw this?
Oh, every day, man. I'm gonna be honest. Every day, I've had a few mistakes. You know what I mean? Few lapse in judgment, and I mean, people try and tear you down. You know what I mean? Like, I
Yeah.
have a group of people that really don't like me. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, no fault to them. Like, sometimes I do things and people don't like it. Sometimes people do things that I don't like. You know what I mean? Like, it's America. We
Yep.
have freedom of press. We can say what we want, do what we want. You know what I mean? With no recourse. I mean, that's what most people think. But yeah, most of the time it's just a negative publicity because people don't understand how hard you work or how much you work. Being away from your family, friends. You miss events. You know what I mean? So it's just like
Yeah.
sometimes it get discouraging being on the road because you're like, man, yeah, it's cool and all, but you know what I mean? I wish I could be closer to my family or closer to my friends or you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, man, providing is my number one priority. So all the emotion set aside, it is what it is. We got to get out here and and do what we got to do. But definitely like just not being appreciated or not being understood. But at the same time, again, like I told the new people, man, your customers always right. You know what I mean? Trying to
Yeah.
understand where they're coming from, what the issue truly is, man. Sometimes you run into people and you're not even really the root of the issue, but guess what? You did something and it triggered them, and now they're going off. So me normally I never reciprocate whatever energy is given to me. I normally try. I do my absolute best. Again, I'm human. I do my absolute best to mediate and just kind of accommodate their issue. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you're late. You're this, you're that, or you know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
do not tolerate disrespect. I do not absolutely tolerate disrespect. But I do understand if you're upset or you may be saying something in an aggressive tone or whatever the case may be. As long as you don't disrespect me, I will not disrespect you. And then even henceforth, if you do disrespect me, I'm not going to correct you in a disrespectful manner. I'm going to let you know, hey, these are my do's and don'ts, and this is what you will not do. But for the most part, people just be irritated and agitated because of what is the word? Inconvenience. Inconvenience is a crazy thing. So sometimes you just have to understand that you're an inconvenience to them at that very moment, and you don't know how hard or what just trickle down. Like you don't understand the trickle effect of you just being late or behind or not doing something when you said you are going to do it because they made arrangements based on your word, time, date, and efforts. So when you fall short, you know, it bothers them, and one way is more than enough. It could be financial, it could be, it could be just him and the wife or her and the husband getting into it. They might have took off for work. You just never know what a person's schedule is. And then again, that goes back to the newbie. Communication is key. Always talk and update your people. And the more you update them, as soon as you know something, the easier it is for them to change their accommodations.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Definitely feel you on that. Definitely feel you on that. So let me ask you, what distinguishes the best from the rest when it comes to this transporting?
Me? Oh, I'm the fastest in the nation. I'm the fastest in the nation. There's not a transporter faster than me.
Hey, and that's always a good thing, man, because I ain't gonna lie. When a person can, once you make that deal with the transport or whatever, and then you can see your dog sometime soon, man, that's a good feeling when it comes to dogs. You know what I'm saying? You hate, then put your money out there and then you gotta wait 2 months. Gotta wait a whole 2 months before you even get your dog. And the transporter gotta make his runs or whatever. And but being that you say you fast, sh- I mean, that's gonna
Oh,
automatically.
and I'm a real deal dog, man. I stamp my word. There's not a dog that I cannot handle. Size. Now I'm not saying I like to, but That's what I specialize. When I first started as a transporter, I specialized in aggressive and protection animals.
Yeah,
All I transported was Malinois, police, military contracted, private security, the DEA, animals that were going for a specific purpose that really would hurt you. I had no problem with handling them. I had no issues getting them in and out of crates. Most people do not or cannot handle aggressive animals, but me, I love them. I don't mind it. I just have a certain respect for aggressive animals. So yeah, people call me for their aggressive dogs. Now it is an additional fee, but I don't mind it. uh, it's a bit of a thrill. It
yeah.
definitely is a bit of a thrill.
So, so do you feel like in order to be successful in the transport, the transporting job, a person should be a dog lover? Can a person that don't love dogs be successful in that?
To each his own. I'm not gonna say you necessarily have to be a dog lover per se, but you gotta respect them. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like you can't just look at them as a meal ticket. You have to. I mean, and that goes with anything. I think you need to appreciate quality service, but you have to be able to tolerate and have some diligence of liking animals. You can't just because if you hate them or you don't like them, you're not gonna treat them well. You're not. Your energy's gonna come off bad. You know what I'm saying? It's certain things that people that love dogs will overlook, like vomit or defecation, urine. You know what I mean? Like we
yeah,
know, I was a vet tech 4.5 years. I know the grunt work. You know what I mean? Cleaning cages, sanitizing cages. You're not going to, man. It's sometimes if I know that this dog is going to like a child or like if it's some type of present for someone else, I always if they defecate, urinate, or do anything other than be clean, man, I stop at my local tractor supply, and we get a bath. We get a bath, blow dry, and I'm gonna brush you out. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And I clean the cage first. Um, but I'm definitely gonna make sure you come to them, like nice, because it just the gesture just feels well. But if you don't like dogs, you're not gonna do that because you're gonna say that's not my job. My job is
yeah.
to get the dog from pickup to drop off. But
Hmm.
it's not about it's all about the details, man. That's the main thing when it comes to transport. It's all about the small details.
Yeah, I definitely feel you on that. Definitely feel you on that. So, when it comes to good transporters out there, who would you recommend if you couldn't make the trip right now?
Definitely Reno, man. Him and his team. I think it's a group of them, or he have a few gentlemen that deal with him. Definitely Reno, man. Solid guy. He was transporting before me. Um, Mike Humphrey. Definitely, definitely him. Again, it's a team behind him. Stamp One Kennels. Definitely gonna rock out with him. Zoe Pet Taxi. Zoe Pet Taxi has actually picked up a few, and everybody that I'm mentioning, um, they have worked with me. You know what I'm saying? I have paid them personally to do a job, whether it was a job that I could not complete or a personal animal. You know what I mean? So no
Yeah,
disrespect to any transporter out there that I did not. You know what I'm saying?
you breaking up on me, bro. I can't hear you, bro. You breaking up. Your phone breaking up on me. I can hear you
Can you
now.
hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay.
Yeah, it was going in and out on me. I couldn't hear nothing you were saying. But yeah,
All right. All right.
but-
Let me.
well, we
Let,
about to the end of it anyway, though. I was about to ask you, anything you want to tell the folk out there about, about the transport game, or about, want to tell them about your transporting system, or like you want to leave anybody with any final words?
uh, Sure. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Man, definitely shout out to all the transporters, man. Y'all be safe. Be smart, be diligent, man. Don't watch out just for you. You gotta watch out for these drivers. Man, I've seen some terrible accidents, and 9 times out of 10, it's never the driver's fault. It's always neglect or not attention. So just pay attention on the road. You know what I mean? If you tired, man, I don't care what you doing, what you gotta do, man. Pull over. You know, your life is worth way more than your time frame.
Yeah,
Um, for me, for me, man, you know, those that like me and love me, man, I appreciate y'all support. Those that hate me and don't, hey, all I can tell you is either get to know me or stay feeling how you feel. It is what it is. Definitely reach out to me for all your medical needs, any medical supply and or medication, collars, slap meals, treadmills, Jenny's, any and everything you can think of, man. I promise I have my hand on it. They call me the source for a reason.
gotcha. And I appreciate you rocking with me today, man. I appreciate you letting brothers and sisters know about this transport game and kind of so they can know which routes to go and which roads to take so they won't make no mistakes that a lot of brothers and sisters make out here today dealing with bad transportation and it puts a bad taste in their mouth to where they don't want to deal with certain people no more. So I appreciate you coming in, man, letting brothers know what's what. Go ahead, bro.
Oh no, no, I was saying I understand. I just always recommend go to a trusted source. Do your research before you just go to anybody. I don't care if it's me.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah. Yes, sir, man. I appreciate you. Appreciate everybody down in the chat. Appreciate everybody that's listening to the video, that's logging into it. Check it out later. You know, PBK9s, man. I gotta give it to you the way I gotta give it to you. Fair and unbiased. Some gonna like it, some ain't, man. Y'all stay safe out there. Y'all stay legal out there. Take care of them dogs and have a good day. PBK9s, I'm out. All right, I'm gonna hit my boy Old Dan. Old Dan, little mate brother to Panama Jack. His daddy is JD Hogg brother, and his mama is a daughter of Backdoor Little Joe and Michael Myers' daughter. This is Old Dan. Old Dan named after the old Dan from the where the red fern grows. Ain't it right, Old Dan? Old Dan gonna be a fine dog though. Old Dan gonna be a fine one. But yeah, man. Good luck to all the brothers that got into that digital dog show. Like I said, the time is here. More dogs y'all brothers in it, the more chance you had to win. Ain't you right, good puppy? Ain't you right, puppy? Oh, big ear joker, you. Oh, big ear joker, you.